I think he thought we were gonna hurt him or abduct him or something.
Stuck in the moment, I'm stuck in the moment, it's true, yeah, yeah.
For this episode, I'm going to be reflecting on an experience that I had a couple years ago. And that experience was meeting David Liebe Hart. If you don't know who David Liebe Hart is, a lot of you probably don't. He's a guy that was featured on a TV show a few years ago called Tim and Eric Awesome Show. And the thing about that show was it was a comedy skit show, but it was kind of for a new era. It was very effects heavy, but the effects were very lo-fi. It was very random, off the wall, just a lot of insanity. Part of the insanity was that all the side characters seemingly were portrayed by these actors that they seemingly just found off the street, pretty much just whatever weirdos they could find. And David Liebe Hart seemed to be in that category. His brand of weirdness for that show was he would have these puppets that he would sing songs to and sing songs with, and the songs were always bizarre. And it was just such a unique spectacle, that show, and these random people that they would find to fill these minor roles. And it really seemed like they were just finding these oddball people and shoehorning them into whatever little side role they needed. And for the most part, it seemed like the comedy was the fact that they just found this odd person. But it's really hard to tell. Who knows how much of it was acting on the oddball's part, or how much of it was just this weirdo that they found. But the story really starts years later, after the show ended, when I heard that a friend of mine who's in a band was performing a show, and they were opening for David Liebe Hart. And as I said, he did these songs in the show, and I guess that's kind of his passion, is just doing these bizarre songs. So he was taking his show on the road, and my friend was opening for him in Cleveland. So I decided I was going to go up and check it out, see my friend play, and then see David Liebe Hart, and see if this guy's for real, because who really knows. So, I caught a little bit of the performance here, so you can check it out, see what he's all about. He sung a lot about space, and he even wore a space outfit.
Teleportation to space. Teleportation to space. My voice comes out of my face, and it teleports to you to space.
So it seemed like he was actually pretty for real. Again, but who could really tell? Maybe he was just putting on the character in front of people. It seemed like pretty much everybody there was there to kind of laugh at the spectacle and the novelty of this weird guy. But again, who knows? Who knows how far anyone's in on the joke, or how much of it's all just fake, or anyway. But it was very interesting. I'm thinking he's pretty authentic. It's pretty much just him, though, because in between all the songs, he would just tell these bizarre, rambling stories that didn't really seem to connect. For instance, I remember he had, one of his songs about space, but beforehand he was talking about how he met this woman one time, and then how he liked riding on trains, and it didn't really make it didn't all add up. He was just talking about trains and this woman, thinking about outer space and the dream that he had, and it was all over the place. I think I caught some of the preface for one of his songs. This one he's talking about conspiracies, I think.
If I wasn't an actor or a musician, I would be working for NASA. I love the stuff that's classified and the breach of secrecy. They're not letting people know the real truth, what's really going on. The puppet behind all this back engineering technology is the government working with extraterrestrials. We're not alone in the universe. And that's the pure truth.
In the middle of David Liebe Hart's performance, my friend who was in the band that opened for him comes up to me and he goes, "Yeah, I ran into David Liebe Hart when he was going on stage, and all I said to him was, it's great to meet you. Good luck out there." He says that then David Liebe Hart just looked at him and responded, get me luggage, or find me a briefcase," something along those lines. I'm like, "Get him luggage? find him a briefcase. What does that mean? He's like, I don't know. He wants me to get him a suitcase. So he's like, should we do it? I'm like, oh, sure. Yeah, maybe we could meet him afterwards and see if this guy really is as odd as he seems in TV and in his performance. So we decide, yeah, we're going to, after the show, get this guy a briefcase. So right after David's performance, he was kind of signing merchandise, things like that. My friend was like, okay, I'll get you the briefcase. Just let me know your hotel and I'll get it to you. So he tells us the address to the hotel and also gives my friend his phone number. So we then leave and go get the briefcase, which you'll see. I'll show you what it looked like later on. Then we call him and say, oh, we've got the briefcase. He's like, oh, that's great. But I'm not at the hotel right now. I'm out driving around to churches in the area and dropping off sheet music. And mind you, this is after this performance and this show. And this is about 2:30 in the morning. And he's driving around and dropping off, I'm guessing, sheet music for songs that he's created and plays at various churches in the area, which is just very random and it's a very strange thing, in my opinion, to do it for 2, 3, 4 in the morning. So we decided, well, we'll wait. How long could he be driving around delivering sheet music? We'll go to the Denny's nearby. And we waited there for a little bit, and I got Joel to explain the story a little bit.
Okay, so what ended up happening was, after all the shows were done at the Beachland Tavern, what I did was I went up to David Liebe Hart, and I was like, hey man, do you still need that suitcase? Because right before he went on, he said he needed a suitcase. So I was like, yeah, I got a suitcase in my house. I need to go get it. I'll meet you at your hotel, and I'll get you this suitcase for whatever reason you need it. I'll help you out, man. That's just the way it works. And my friends were obliged. They wanted to contribute to this, so they transported me to my house and everything like that. And we went to my house, got the suitcase, and then I called David Liebe Hart when I got to his hotel, which is the Radisson over there. And when that ended up happening, he told me that he was handing out sheet music to people at churches with some other people he'd met at the show. So I don't know why he'd be handing out sheet music to people at churches at 2 o'clock in the morning, but whatever the case is, he's doing it, apparently. And he called me and he answered, and he told me to text him, and I said, hey man, I'd like to get a group picture with you, because it's kind of like the least he can do, for me giving him a suitcase. My own suitcase.
Yeah, you're going to give him the suitcase, and he's just going to own it for the rest of his life now.
Yeah, right? So he's going to go back to California with my fucking suitcase, basically.
Can you explain why he needs a new suitcase?
He said he had too much luggage or something. Apparently he had an overload of luggage and he needed a suitcase, but this sounds shady. It's like he's trying to
Wait,
set
that
me up
doesn't
for, like,
even
dealing cocaine.
make sense. That's like polar opposite. It's like a contradictory statement.
I just hope he's a good guy.
I have too much luggage. I need another suitcase.
Yeah, I think you misquoted him, or he
He said he wanted a suitcase. Well,
yeah, but he had too much luggage. You mean like he had too many clothes?
Too many things he brought along.
How do you do that then?
How do you even bring the stuff?
How do you bring too much
Well,
stuff?
he had a lot of puppets.
Like,
did something break? Did one of his suitcases or like one of his backpacks break or something?
I don't know.
Gym bags with like a puppet in it?
I'm really tired though.
I don't know.
So we had our meal there at Denny's and hung out there for, I don't know, an hour and a half, 2 hours. I remember finally at around 4 a.m. we're like, all right, let's just call it quits. We'll drop this briefcase off and just leave it with the person behind the counter and not actually meet David Liebe Hart. But we really wanted to. We figured we went to this trouble of getting this briefcase, driving then out to him, that we at least wanted to meet him, and answer maybe some of the questions, see if this guy's for real. But we were kind of calling it quits there, and so we drove to the hotel. And on the way to the hotel, my friend on his cell phone got a call from David Liebe Hart saying, oh, yeah, I'm down in the lobby. So, another minute goes by and we pull in. And here is now me getting out of the car. I beat Joel for whatever reason to meeting David Liebe Hart. Like, Joel was like a couple of minutes behind me with getting the briefcase out or whatever. So I got to interact with him a little bit. So here's that.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
I'm glad you found the right place.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. They're fans of mine. I have a big fan base of being a Christian network. I was the only Christian.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, you know those weird stuff.
Can I talk to him, Jeff?
I show Cartoon Network. Okay, thanks for
Hey, David. Yeah. Hey, yeah.
Thank you.
I just want to get a video. Hey, I'm here with David Liebe Hart. What advice would you give to someone
Just
like
stay
me that
strong,
wants-
stay successful.
Believe in your dreams, and you are what you think. You are what you believe.
Okay. I need to take that advice. I don't believe in myself enough. That's what people always say.
My Sunday school teacher said, when you rule your mind, you rule your world. So when a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So think positive and think thoughts of health, success, and you'll be successful.
That's inspirational. I like that. Thank you.
Yeah, so I got some beautiful inspirational advice from David Liebe Hart. And then my buddy Joel came with the briefcase.
Published, and they charge me.
I got to check this suitcase out.
I had collected a lot of stuff, and I needed in this suitcase to take my stuff.
Oh, so you accumulated more stuff than you originally set out with, so you needed additional. I see. I was wondering. I didn't understand the.
Do you like how it's kind of vintage?
Yeah, look at how vintage this is.
Yeah.
Look at the color.
I got it at a thrift store. It was about $4.
Well,
And
thank you. I appreciate you helping.
You can't even tell it's been used, barely.
My autograph. I'll give you each an autograph picture since I'm at.
Oh,
I appreciate it, good sir.
You know who I used to take acting lessons? Who was from Ohio?
Really?
Jonathan Winters.
When we were showing off the briefcase, I was kind of crap talking it in a way. I was kind of being sarcastic because it was just funny. It's this really old, beat up, dingy looking suitcase, and Joel's like, "Oh, do you like how it's vintage?" I'm like, "Yeah, very vintage. Can't even tell it's been used. Clearly, it's like soot black with soot covering it." So I just love that briefcase. Just all dented up, smashed. It's terrible, but yeah, it was free. The other thing that I noticed when reviewing that footage and then kind of remembering just the various interactions with David Liebe Hart and really just piecing together all the stuff that I've seen from him through that night was he really does ramble. Like when we were coming into the hotel, he was just talking about God knows what with the guy behind the desk, and pretty much when he was talking to the guy behind the desk, like talking about how famous he was. And then we're showing the briefcase, and he starts talking about some acting coach that he has, and he just kind of was very tangential and just going off onto all these talking points about the things that would come into his mind. So finally, we decide, okay, let's. Sorry, I was kind of losing my place there. So finally, after we give him the briefcase, he then gives us for thank you to show his gratification. He gives us his resume, his acting resume, and his headshot. So here's that. That's the moment here, and I just think it's really funny when I was looking back at it. Just this moment, 4:30 a.m. Me and my friend just looking over this guy's resume and headshot while he's rambling about something. We just look very confused, and I don't know. It's just really funny to me.
Gave me different records and things, and I was able to, the reason I
just love that moment. And, I still have the headshot too, right here. I love it. Because, first of all, he's just giving us his marketing material. That's fine. He signed it though, so autographed headshot. Love it. But in addition to being like his headshot, there's also like scans in the corners here of his SAG and AFTA card. And again, so that's the black and white version of it. Here's that same card scanned again on it, just in color. Then a scan of his business card. And also, I think it's funny too. It's not one sheet like front and back. It's just two sheets stapled together to be a front and a back. Then on the back is just his various roles that he's played in TV, film, internet. I think the one thing that kind of confused me was it said that he was a lead on The Daily Show. I don't think that's true at all. I watched The Daily Show for a long time, and I don't think he was ever a lead on it. Certainly never hosted it. I am willing to bet that he wasn't one of the field reporters doing side pieces. At best, I would think he was maybe featured in a story or something. But who knows? I'll look that up for another day or something. The final thing in the story, and the funniest part to me, was the fact that we're like, okay, before we get out of here, let's get a group photo with David Liebe Hart. Or somebody mentioned that. And I go, okay, well, I was taking video, so I'll take the photo. And they gather all together, and I'm taking the photo. And like while I'm taking it, David Liebe Hart turns to the front desk clerk behind the counter at the hotel, and he goes, He goes, if you could follow me to the elevator and to my room, I would really appreciate it. I really want some security, or I don't feel safe.
Okay. All right. If you could,
He's already given me some inspirational words.
Oh yeah, definitely. Very motivational. Very positive.
There's I'll tell you, you can go up with me at the elevator because I've been with more security.
Okay.
I
go up with you, sir.
It's like we're having this interaction, like, hey, here's the briefcase, let's take a photo, and then he's like, okay, now security. But yeah, I guess he didn't feel safe or whatever. But it's funny that he like mentioned that literally like while we're like all standing there together, and like literally like finally like while we're taking the photo. Just a very bizarre, interesting time to me, and you know, something that you would never expect to get involved with unless you're just out and open to whatever is going on your night, you know. So that's why I always try to be up for when something seemingly weird is going to happen, like someone asks for you to get them a briefcase. You know, you do it. You see how it goes. So I mean, in this instance, we got to kind of meet David Liebe Hart, and I guess scare him enough that he requested security to walk him to his room, but also get a autographed marketing material of him. So, all in all, a good night. But thank you guys for watching. Again, if you enjoy this, I would just really appreciate it if you could just punch a hole in that subscribe button. Just take your finger and just ram it right into the button. Maybe put your finger through your computer or mobile phone screen. I'd really appreciate it. You know, you could keep up to date on what I'm doing. And, I would love to know just what everybody is liking. You know what they like about it. Because I'm still trying to figure out exactly how I want this whole series and this channel to go. But anyway, I'm probably going on too long. So enjoy, guys, and I'll see you next time.
I think he thought we were gonna hurt him or abduct him or something, because he kept saying like,
He had to go.
I need somebody to go. He's like, I need you to ride in the elevator with me, like to the guy.
Yeah.
He didn't. I don't think he liked that interaction.
Aside from the suitcase, I don't think he really wanted anything to do with us, huh?
No, he just wanted a suitcase.
He just wanted a free suitcase, which was very strange. You know, that was a good suitcase too, so I feel kind of bad, but at the same time, if there's anybody I'd like to have that old suitcase, it's probably him. Because he'd probably be able to see the merits in such a thing.
Yeah.
Than anyone else.
But, yeah, I mean, it was kind of an old looking.
It was kind of a dingy, smashed up, bent one, you know. Looks like it'd been through the ringer quite a few times. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Dirty it was.
I didn't actually get that suitcase from a thrift store. I found it on a fucking tree lawn, and it was thrown out as garbage. I'm not lying to you.
Yeah, I believe.
A house burned down, and the reason why it was all blackened and like dirty was because the house actually burned down.
It was so black, yeah.
So I guess that he likes garbage. I just gave David Liebe Hart a suitcase that I found in the garbage.
Yeah, you pretty much gave him.
And
trash.
I'm sorry, David, but it was the only suitcase I had, and I needed to give you a suitcase. So I hope that it comes to great usage for you.
So it was in a fire, and it was like thrown out in the garbage.
A man probably died 3 or 4 feet away from it.
I don't know what this future's hold. That's why I live it for.